I'm Chelsea Fernley, and I am your moderator for this session, and I'm joined by Marcus Rowland. Marcus, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name's Marcus Rowland. I was the production designer on The Running Man.
Hi, I'm Oscar Wright. I was concept designer on Running Man.
Hi, and I'm Will Morris, and I was the first AC on The Running Man.
Brilliant. So before we dive into some questions, we're just going to play the trailer.
Stop filming me!
Ben Richards, 35, married, one child, in medical crisis.
We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch yourself.
Employment status, blacklisted. But there's still a way out for you. It's the biggest show in the country.
Bloodlust is our birthright! Set it free! Welcome to The Running Man!
People on these games never come back.
I'm not trying to get myself killed, so kiss my ass twice.
Right there is why you can win this game. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, with the entire nation hunting you down. And get your family out of Slumside for good.
I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise.
That's the spirit.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yes! Hunt him down! Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
You might be moving up too fast.
Hey, buddy. You're on Freebie.
Yeah, yeah! You better run! I got a grenade!
Back at you.
I'm still here, you shit eaters. Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
Yeah, we definitely. The first film is the first film. It's its own beast, and it didn't sell itself as an adaptation of the Stephen King novel. We are absolutely an avid adaptation of the Stephen King novel. We follow it quite closely, and Stephen King wrote about the year 2025. It's the year the film was, the book was set. So we are now in 2025, and we followed his cues from his vision of 2025 at his time in 1982. I think it came out. I think it was 1982 it came out. So yeah, that's our philosophy that we came to. It wasn't straight off, but we sort of grew into the philosophy that this is Stephen King's vision of 2025. And bringing the 1980s, extending the 1980s design philosophy.
Okay.
Taking cues from it, which was, we obviously looked at quite a lot of other references, but you know, I mean, we were looking at films of that period, really, like Escape from New York, and so we enjoyed the stylistic look at that period. Not that the whole film by any means follows that pattern, but it gave us a cue to take forward and use with The Running Man.
Were there any sort of hidden motifs or Easter eggs that were built into the design to kind of give you that commentary on media and spectacle?
It's very difficult because we're on a sort of need to know basis. We're trying not to reveal too much. And
Okay,
give too
that's
much
okay.
away.
No
But
secrets.
I mean, there obviously, you know what I mean, throughout there's bits of reference. There's a, you know what I mean, there's an extended amount of graphics that we've done, which definitely if for the eagle-eyed viewer does definitely have reference to Stephen King.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's good to know. We'll keep an eye out for that. So Will, we haven't actually heard from you yet.
okay.
So I do want to ask you a
Hello.
question because this production famously, well, it used over 50 lenses, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes.
We. I was lucky enough to start really early on in pre-production with a wonderful cinematographer, Chung Chung, and second time I worked with him, and he's absolute pleasure to work for. And we spent many days looking at lots of different lens options for this production, whether it be anamorphic, spherical, and a lot of them are rig based as well. What was planned, whether we want that little small compact lens or, you know, weight wasn't an issue. We had some like amazing like anamorphic flares. And after going through that process, we ended up with over, I think, 50 lenses on a daily basis available, you know, to use. And, you know, it was a pleasure being part of that process early on, and you learnt a lot about, you know, characteristics of the lenses, whether it be anamorphic, spherical, and how they flare. And it was a bit daunting when you start. You were like, oh, do we need this many? And then actually, as you go on through the process, you know, we used every single one of them. You know,
it was a planned creative strategy then. That
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, it was actually super interesting, and you know, it kept me on my toes. And I think whenever we did like a unit move or, you know, a stage move, we also had to bear in mind to give the rest of the crews enough space, pushing along 15 magliners of camera equipment. But yeah, it was a pleasure to work for that gear. Yeah, and the rental house, you know, did really well. They, you know, everything was made available. Stuff was flown in from different countries. So yeah, it was good.
I think from a personal point of view, how was managing that many lenses?
Oh, I think you just have to make sure everything's ready all the time.
Yeah.
You don't really want anyone to be waiting for you to, you know, change a lens or where's that one? Oh, that's on another stage or on the truck or something. You just need to make sure everything's available for everyone and just be, you know, as quick and dynamic as you can.
So this is more of a question for all of you, but how did design choices and camera choices reinforce each other to support the satirical heightened tone of the film? So how are we all working together? I suppose you could look at colours, texture, architecture.
Well, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, me and Oscar started earlier. We developed the direction we wanted to go in with Edgar, and then locations come along. We've got that to work with, and we do some concept work. But when Chung came on board, then we're doing a lot of camera tests, like Will was sort of saying, which we are testing. Apart from just testing the lenses, we're also testing color choices and backgrounds and costume. We had a fairly clear idea of the tonality of the overall thing, but the execution it was down to Chung, really, is how we incorporate that. I was surprised we had that many lenses.
I know.
That was news to me.
This is the first time you're hearing. So I suppose collaboration was really vital on this project. Was there an instance, a design, camera choice, that sort of, it was a happy accident of sorts? I mean, when a collaboration comes together, you kind of butt heads and then you do think of these happy accidents. So I don't know if there was anything that you can think of that was similar.
You know, and I think there's always happy accidents. I mean, there's an organic process to filming anyway, which I think you have to run with. And you know, I mean, in terms of our shooting schedule, I would say it's definitely one of the hardest films I've done. You know, I mean, there was, and I'm sure Will can testify to that because he was on set more than I was, that, you know, I mean, we were constantly up against it, running against time to finish the date. And because we, you know, I mean, there was very few periods in time where we were in sets for quite a long period. So there's no sort of downtime where everybody feels quite comfortable and more relaxed. But they know the set, it's always harder when you're the crew arrives, never been there before. Yes, we'll have done technical recce's, but they arrive and they have to familiarize themselves, move their 50 lenses, and sort of set in. So, you know, I mean, certainly from an art department world, that's a tough call, because every time somebody comes to a new set, you got to sort of go through the process of them familiarizing themselves with it. And the same with locations. I mean, in terms of, there was only a few sets that we were in for a period of time. I mean, obviously the Running Man set's a key one. But even in that, I don't know how many days we ended up doing in it. It wasn't tons. So it's an all-round effort for everybody, and there are things that go wrong inevitably. But out of that, sometimes there's some you know, I mean, there's some good things that come from it.
Yeah, the answers do present themselves sometimes quite clear. It does help to have a lot of creative-minded people on the set, because it will be one person just suggests, well, we could do this, and you know, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes you can, you know, speed the day up and solve things quite quickly. But it's just something you can't plan. There are things which you can't plan. So you need to have creative people thinking creatively, which doesn't always happen. It's not always the case.
One happy accident that did happen on The Running Man was actually with Ajito, so the system that we see here in front of us today. So Ajito was used originally as a prop, a futuristic looking prop. It does look futuristic. And then I don't know who it was on the set, but someone realized its potential and then decided to use it to actually film some of the scenes for the LED screen, correct?
I'll start.
Let Marcus start.
So initially, you know, I mean, in the script, we've got a futuristic sort of game show, basically. So part of in the script, they were futuristic cameras. Obviously, we didn't want to go to the length of building a mock-up of a prop version. And I think when we were on a bus doing a recce, I think it was in Bulgaria at the time, I was talking to Chung, and he suggested these cameras, basically. But then there was some discussion as to whose budget it would fall into. Because if you're filming on it, it falls into the production and camera budget. If it's just a prop, it falls in the art department's budget.
That's interesting.
So we always sort of knew it would be used eventually, but we got them in, and then they became an integral part. I'll pass you over to Will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, when we heard we were having these on set, it was, you know, it's a good opportunity. Because I've heard about them, but never, you know, seen them in action. And, you know, the team came with them. They set them all up around the stage, and, you know, even though they were used as a prop, quite quickly, they were being directed to use, you know, on the show and in the background, on the video walls and behind the screens monitors. So it was sort of like an in-camera effect using other cameras from behind the scenes. It was really well, and the team with them, you know, I think we had 2 of them in the end. Very small team, and it was very streamlined, and you wouldn't really know you had extra kit or more camera department on the set. It went really well.
Yeah, I suppose that set was quite cozy in the end. So
yeah.
I
think any more equipment, I think we had to put it outside. And
I understand as well that you actually had it on mag tracks.
Yes.
So you were saving space by not having on a track system anyway.
Yeah, we just there was a kind of a running joke we had that we just lay out magnetic strips everywhere and they would just drive around. But yeah, it was great. It was good
too. So I suppose, I mean, I have to talk about it. But Edgar, how is working with your brother? I mean, you can all comment.
No, it's great. Obviously, we've worked together for many, many years now, and Marcus has been with us the entire time as well. But it's, you know, right from childhood, we were both making short films from childhood as soon as we got our hands on cameras and doing very different things. But it's funny, it's always been clear where Edgar's going and the direction he was going. There's never been any question. So I've been very used to it. And over the years, when we first started, actually started in the industry before he did. But he went straight in as a director, then did a few jobs working his way up and building his sort of experience up. But there was only one way he was going. And then we did finally, like, actually, my career was down the animation path and model making originally. But then we did collaborate on a music video, and I brought in a team of people and made it possible what Edgar wanted to do, and the sort of our own process of working together built up. And then when it got to Shaun of the Dead, we were, you know, in a good position. I think we'd met each other before Shaun on something on a music video, but we quickly fell in line with each other in the art department, and ever since then it's been getting stronger and stronger. The best thing about it is the shorthand between a core unit of people, and it just makes things a lot easier and a lot quicker. And it's trust as well. There's trust involved, and it's why nepotism exists. You know, it's a trust thing. The shorthand and trust makes things move so much more economically. It really does work. It's great being there at the start and having just 4 people in the room working out how we're going to do this and watch it build up. And that's a really privileged position. And
so you're like a family at this point.
Huh?
Are you a family at this point?
There's an extended family, definitely. There's family, and then it's an extended family as well.
You probably see this family more than your actual family, though.
Yes. but it's very rewarding. It's great. Yeah.
And Will, I suppose, have you had communication with Edgar?
This is the second production I've done with him.
Yes.
And you know, it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
And it does help when you start another project and you do have shorthand with each other. And you know, he always comes with the same team, and it's really nice to see everyone, you know, is the same team. They all stick together, and it's just like extended family.
Yeah.
Like Oscar said, it's really an enjoyable environment to work in. Yeah, it's great.
So, looking at sort of challenges or opportunities, what lessons have you learned from The Running Man, or any other projects that you've worked on together? Because I know you've all collaborated in some form before. So,
I think it's, you know, in terms of projects, each film is different, very different, and the process is different. I mean, and underline there is set things that you're trying to do together, but each film brings particular problems and challenges. On The Running Man, I think it's just the ambition of it. You know, I mean, and that's always been the case with Edgar's films. It's always pushed. We're pushing the resources, the time, as far as we can go. But it felt very challenging. You know, I mean, it wasn't an easy film to make. But then that's one of the reasons why having a group of people who fundamentally get on and enjoy each other's company smooths the edges, really. But I think I touched on before about what was really challenging about it was the fact that we felt that we were constantly running.
Oh my God. I mean, do you have anything to say about that question, or?
I wasn't. I hadn't got anything in mind.
Just sort of challenges. I mean, it sounds like.
I think the challenge is schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, that's the actual. It's honestly such a. I know. You know, it's. I'm completely biased, of course, but it's a great project to work on. There's some. The challenges are great challenges. Design problems are fun problems to solve, and it's not easy. And sometimes you hit a brick wall, and sometimes design can happen. You know, it's the first thing out of the gate, and you go, this is it, and we'll roll on this. And sometimes you're scrabbling around for a long time to find a direction. There's no perfect way of doing it. but the main challenge on this was schedule. That's what made it difficult. The challenges day by day are always difficult, but they're the good problems to have.
Yeah.
But the time factor was definitely a big pressure on this.
And just to say, I mean, the time pressure is because it's an ambitious film, and I think that comes across when you eventually see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even in the trailer, I think you get a sense of how ambitious it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you guys say, yeah, tough schedule. But I think if you're working with like a great bunch of people, and you just want to push as hard as you can, to just want to make the day, and because you're all in it together, and it's also a great opportunity to work on something like this. And I can't wait to see the finished result and everyone's hard work.
And I suppose to conclude, is there anything that you guys would like to add? I know you can't reveal too many secrets, but is there anything that was like particularly important for you on this project that you'd like to share?
I think I learned a lot personally. I learned a lot about lens choice and when to use them, and just to embrace all characteristics of the lenses we had, and embrace flares, embrace aberrations. I think hopefully going forward, that's take that away from this show. Yeah, and managing like a great team of people, in our camera department, it was fantastic, and with all the equipment, it was a good challenge for me as well.
Good.
Personally, I really, there's one sequence in the film which I won't say which one it is. It's an extended sequence, but Edgar trusted me with like that. We had amazing storyboards, and I'm not like a lead storyboard artist on this film, but I did get to board some scenes, which wasn't my main job. But Edgar trusted me with one particular scene, which he just did, and it was more about he didn't have time to sit down and work it out, so he let me try and work it out. And I followed that through to it being shot, and I made sure I was on set for second unit shooting it, because we had a particularly amazing second unit director, Darren Prescott, and seeing it all come to fruition, what we'd planned. And it was, I started the ball rolling, but then it becomes a conversation with second unit director, and he's a stunt coordinator as well, and a car stunt coordinator. And just watching him work was an absolute joy. I learned a lot just watching him work, and seeing how he dealt with his team and stuff. And there's like decisions he was making that I was sort of quietly questioning, and then when you see it come out, go, oh, I see what he's doing, I was learning, his process. That was an absolute joy. And the scene works, which is ultimately when it's up on screen, it's working. So that was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the design challenge is to try and keep everything, keep everything in track, so it has it follows a pattern that you want it to go in, so that the look is consistent and it's controlled and it's considered. And that involves everybody, the costume particularly, with Julian Day, who's in our costume. But one of the hardest challenges on the Running Man really was, there's certainly on the stage sets and other there's integrated screens and LED screens. So we managed to avoid shooting against a large amount of green screens. So everything had to be prepared beforehand. And that is no easy task. And so the design process with Oscar and a group of great people we had in the States, we've managed to get ahead of the process really and integrate the screens and the backgrounds and the graphics. So the overall film is as texturally integrated as possible.
So when is the film actually coming out?
Is it? Yeah, 14th, I think, isn't it?
14th November. I think it is the 14th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we gained a week.
You just create extra momentum. It's fine. Thank you so much, guys, for talking. It's been brilliant to talk to you today. So yeah.
Thank you. I hope that's been interesting for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.